This is a church, and it's another one of my stories that needs to be told. Something I haven't told before and something I ought to tell in one of my videos. So more precisely, this is St Lawrence Church at Huffham, and 20 years ago I was supposed to get married here. So yes, 20 years ago, not exactly to the day, it was in September 2000. Now unfortunately things didn't work out, we split up and we never got married in the end. Okay, so there were very noisy birds around the other side. As I was saying, I mean, things could have been so different, obviously. There's a lot of things that would have been different should I have got married when I was supposed to. I may not have been doing what I'm doing now, obviously. Then again, I may not have met the person I'm pining for now. So things would have been a lot different. But that's not the main reason I'm here to tell you this story. The main reason I'm here, the main reason I've got a story to tell you is because of my depression and my anxiety and things like that. And this is things that were done way before I was diagnosed with depression, and a long time before any of that really got to me. But it's a very important point. Now, as I said, we split up way before the wedding, but because of the way that holidays worked out and the fact that I was going to get married, I still had the Saturday the 18th of September 2000 off. It was going to be my wedding day, but it's also my day off. I was still off. Now, for some reason, my mum decided to go to a market in Rochester, I think it was, and I was living with my mum at the time. But I had decided very carefully and very well planned that today I was going to come here and I was going to kill myself. It was going to be the last day of my life, and I had meticulously planned it. As you can see, clearly that didn't work. Now, I had thought of doing myself in a few times before. There had been other times when I'd felt very low and not felt happy with the world. This was the first time and the only time since that I've ever planned it properly. This was a properly planned thing, which is why it's confusing for me still, because I never know why I didn't do it. How comes I came out of here still alive, still around? And the reason I'm saying it is because I really don't know. I can't put my finger on it as to how I'm still here. It's one of those things that I've tried to think about for many years, and I've never quite got around to it. In some cases, I don't know if you've ever seen films like Jacob's Ladder or the Vanilla Sky or even The Matrix. It's sometimes you even think to yourself, well, did I actually go through with it? And has everything since been a dream or imagination?
Yeah, I'd like that. But that shit ain't the truth.
So things would have been different, obviously. The fact that I'm still here I'm glad that I'm still here because I got to meet the woman I truly loved. Although 3.5 years ago, roughly, she walked out of my life for good and I've not seen her since. But I had that experience, which was good, but on the same time, you know, I'm lonely, sad, and it hurts a lot. And I'm still very much in love with her, which, you know, maybe I shouldn't be because it hurts so much. And if I had have done what I was supposed to do here, I wouldn't have had that pain. But who knows? You can't tell, can you? You can never say. It's just weird. As I said, I can never imagine, and I don't know why I didn't do it. What happened? I had everything planned down to a T. Cards, methods. I had the whole day was completely planned out to the millimetre. Now the church here is really easy to find. It's one of the churches up on the hill between Folkestone and Dover. It's on the old main road that used to go between the two towns. There's now a bypass that goes between them. But there's a massive, great big mast behind me, which is enormous. It's one of the tallest masts in Kent. Massive, great radio mast. You can't miss that. You can see it for miles and miles and miles. And the church is basically right underneath it, which was sort of the idea of the wedding pictures. I think we was going to have pictures underneath the mast and all sorts. As it was on the day I ended up here with my suit on, I had the flower still made in my lapel, and I was on my own. Now, one of the other things about this church was it wasn't, back then in 2000, it wasn't running regular services. It was hardly ever open. Occasionally there would be 1 or 2 times a year it was being used. Now, to get into it, there was a guy at the end of the drive. There's a road that comes out of here, and at the very end, the house at the very end, the guy there used to hold the keys for the church. And on my planned day, as it was, luckily, even though, I mean, he didn't ask me any questions, which was a bit strange. I came all dressed up, asked him if I could have the key to the church, which he just said, yeah, fine, okay. Gave me the key to the door, and I went in on my own and didn't get questioned at all. He didn't ask me anything, really. A bit strange. But after about an hour or so, I came back out and gave him back the key, obviously. So why am I here on the top of a hill overlooking Folkestone in Cape Fern talking about something that is not so cheerful, but something that I've survived and I'm still here? It's not something I really ever remember talking about with my counsellor. I think I may have mentioned it to her, I'm not sure. If I did, it didn't go anywhere, and I've not really spoken to anybody else about it. But it's one of them things that you need to talk about at some point, even though maybe, okay, it's 20 years later. Talk about it, because I am still here, and in a way, obviously, I mean, I'm glad I'm still here in many, many ways. I just wish I wasn't so lovelorn and torn in my heart as to what I really want in life. It's strange how things happen and how things go, and as I said, it's even worse not knowing how it ended up the way it did, that I'm still here. So as I say though, I mean, with everything else, onwards and upwards, you can only do what you can, make life better for yourself, so live the life you've got. Life isn't that long, as we know, so, make what you can of it, I suppose, and carry on and just see what happens, really.